Get ready to unravel the cosmic whodunit. Imagine you're an astrophysicist piecing together the solar system's history with a single vital clue. That's exactly how they felt when they got their hands on data from a tiny, 36-kilometer-wide ancient object. Think of it like finding a button at a crime scene. This far-out relic is situated a whopping 44 times farther from the Sun than Earth, but we've still managed to send in our detective tools, space probes, to investigate. What drove them to the Kuiper Belt, and why does this asteroid, resembling a blood-red snowman, hold secrets as captivating as Joe Nesbo's Nordic thrillers? The case begins with Voyager New Horizons, launched in January 2006. After making history with its first ever flyby of Pluto in July 2015, this cosmic detective didn't rest on its laurels, it kept going. The team's sights were then set on Ultima Thule, a small asteroid hiding 4 billion miles away in the Kuiper Belt. Discovered by the Hubble telescope back in 2014, this tiny mystery was about to become the target of the most distant planetary observation in spaceflight history. And here's where things get thrilling. New Horizons was about to break some serious space records. Mission head Alan Stern revealed that NASA had never sent a probe to an object with such limited knowledge beforehand. Taking a risk paid off, as scientists' wild guess led them to successfully study this tiny mystery. The asteroid's name was even changed from Ultima Thule, meaning extreme limit, to Arrokoth, which in Powhatan Indian means sky. On January 1, 2019, New Horizons made history by getting up close and personal with Arrokoth, flying just 2,175 miles past this little-known world at a distance of about 3,500 kilometers. Get ready to have your minds blown. The images you're seeing are from farther away than any ever captured and sent back to Earth. With New Horizons' historic flyby of Arrokoth on January 1, 2019, scientists marked a major milestone in understanding our solar system and opened up an entirely new chapter in space exploration. The Kuiper Belt's distant objects serve as time capsules from the past, preserving secrets of bygone eras almost untouched. As Alan Stern, New Horizons mission chief, described it, Arrokoth is quite the sight, a striking red snowman asteroid which just happens to be a contact binary, measuring an impressive 36 by 18 by 10 kilometers in size, or roughly 2.4 by 11.2 by 6.2 miles for us friends. Now let's dive into Arrokoth's color palette. Both halves display a striking similarity in hue. Scientists believe that cosmic radiation is behind this uniform red tint, which also gives Pluto's surface its signature look and Charon's northern region an earthy tone. But what's even more fascinating? These two parts of the asteroid used to be separate space travelers, floating freely until they merged during the early days of our solar system. The exact moment of their union is a major mystery scientists are eager to unravel. What makes it even more intriguing is that their collision was incredibly gentle, like two spacecraft slowly docking together, suggesting they came from the same cosmic cloud of gas, dust, and ice billions of kilometers away from the young sun. Fast forward to their cosmic dance. These two halves orbited around a shared center of mass, gradually closing in on each other until they merged in a slow and gentle collision. Scientists estimate that their speed was so low it would barely cause a car crash bumper damage, around 5.5 miles per hour. When we simulate this merger in computers, the results are surprisingly close to what we see today. But there's more. As new data rolled in from space, another fascinating fact emerged. Arrokoth is actually an extremely flat object, with its two parts resembling flattened petals rather than perfect spheres. Initially thought to be round, it turns out that this asteroid has a unique shape that sets it apart from others in our solar system. Now, let's dive into the unique shape of Arrokoth. The larger half is significantly wider and flatter than its smaller counterpart. Dr. Hala Weaver, a planetary scientist at Johns Hopkins University, thinks this flatness might have formed during its creation when tiny particles clumped around its core. Many objects in the Kuiper Belt have moons, but surprisingly, Arrokoth seems to be solo. Having one would help scientists calculate its density. For now, they can only say that it likely resembles a comet's nucleus. What's more, despite being collision-prone, Arrokoth's surface is almost crater-free, with no signs of an atmosphere protecting it from harm. Here's what our researchers found. They spotted only two tiny craters on Arrokoth, both hiding in a curved area called Maryland, tucked away on its smaller half. Now, you might wonder why so few craters exist here. Scientists think it could be because there aren't many small objects floating around in the Kuiper belt. One more thing, Arrokoth is super dark, reflecting just 12% of sunlight, about as dark as Earth's soil. But what catches our attention are these bright spots shining on its surface. They're quite unusual and leave us wondering how they got there. Let's take a closer look at these bright spots on Arrokoth, shall we? They fall into 3 groups: round or oval shapes, striped patterns that are straight or slightly curved, and wide, patchy areas. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The brightest spots are actually found in 3 key locations: the isthmus, which is the connecting area between its 2 lobes, Maryland, and, believe it or not, on the other side of its body. What exactly causes these bright patches? Well, that remains a secret for now. Another bizarre aspect of Arrokoth: when we see how it glows as it rotates, the intensity stays the same. Scientists have come up with some pretty cool theories to explain why this might be happening, but there's still no concrete answer yet. So, here's what scientists think might be going on with Arrokoth's mysterious glow. Maybe the asteroid always shows us its poles, surrounded by a thin layer of gas. But this idea hasn't been proven yet. We'll have to wait until September 2020, when the probe sends back all 3 gigabytes of data it collected about our space buddy. That's right, folks, Voyager is currently over 6.5 billion kilometers away from Earth, and sending a signal takes an impressive 6 hours and 9 minutes to reach us. Given that its transmission speed is around 1,000 bits per second, and considering it's moving further away as we speak, it'll take about 20 whole months for the data to make its way back to our planet. Fasten your seatbelts because this is about to get mind-blowing. Once we receive all that data from Voyager in September 2020, scientists will finally be able to dig deep into the most ancient secrets hidden within Arrokoth's frozen core. Since it's an icy giant, 44 times farther from the Sun than Earth, our asteroid pal receives a whopping 900 times less sunlight, and its surface temperature never rises above -212 degrees Celsius or -340, 9.6 degrees Fahrenheit. That means Arrokoth has been perfectly preserved since its birth in the early days of our solar system. Any minor temperature changes only affected a super thin layer, from millimeters to a few meters deep. So we're essentially talking about an untouched time capsule here, an ancient relic frozen in time just waiting for us to uncover it. And the best part, it's likely that objects like Arrokoth played a crucial role in forming our planets, including Earth. And here's the icing on the cake. Since Arrokoth was the first Kuiper belt object ever explored by a spacecraft, we've got a treasure trove of exclusive information about its geology and composition. According to Alan Stern, New Horizons principal investigator, our asteroid buddy still has many secrets up its sleeve. In fact, even more than Pluto. But don't think this is the grand finale just yet. The probe's power sources have been designed to keep going strong until at least the mid-2030s, giving us an extended window of opportunity to dive deeper into the Kuiper belt and possibly even venture beyond it. In 2021, New Horizons might attempt another record-breaking feat, extending its research range further than ever before. The cosmic adventures of this little spacecraft just keep getting bigger and better. The final call to action. Here's a rewritten version with an energetic tone. What do you guys think? Is there an ultimate limit to how far humanity can travel in space? Or is it all about pushing our boundaries as a species? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications